Hello, so I thought I'd give you a quick overview of the Denon Prime 4 control panel, and it is an overview as you can see. Hope you don't get seasick. We're going to go into the top left section, the mic section. Connect your mics to the back. Obviously you can control the volume levels and the EQ frequencies. You've got an echo for both and an echo control for the second mic, no mid for the second mic, and you've got up there a talk over, which is if you've ever DJed before, where you speak, then you push talk over and it reduces the volume so that your voice is heard and you don't have to keep messing with the volumes and get them wrong every time. FX1 and FX2 we'll talk about in another film. That's just your FX sections. You've got two of them, which means you can control different effects on two different decks at the same time. Up here, your master volume, and then you've got your zone and your booth. Now, zone is if you are DJing, mixing in a room, and you are controlling the music in another room, then you do that here. Hook up the speakers to the back, and then you control the level. You set a playlist going, so just let the playlist keep playing. You can control it from here, control the volume and the EQ and what's playing as well. And your booth is like your monitor speakers, so what you hear rather than what the crowd hears. So you can have a different set of speakers next to the DJ booth, and you can control the volume of that here so that you can hear accurately what the crowd are hearing, because the speakers that they're listening to may be very far away from you. Okay, you've got your inputs here for your SD card and your USBs. There's more USB slots on the back, and we already talked about effects. Okay, let's go down to the platter. So you've got your loop section at the top. You turn that to control the length of the loop and push it down to come out of the loop. And you've got your in and out inputs for when you want to start and stop your loop. Your slip means if you're doing any effects with the platter or any effects, then your song will continue to play. So if you do effects for 4 bars, then the song will be 4 bars further down the line where it would have been. If you don't have slip on, it means that the song is basically stopped when you start doing effects, and wherever you stop your effects or your turntablism, then the song is going to begin from there. So you have to be very good with your timing, etc. Your censor is if there's a swear word in the song, you just push that down and it momentarily reverses the song so they don't hear the swear word. Your vinyl is if you want the platter to behave as a turntable record player or not. Then your key lock, as I spoke about in another film, locks the key over on the right top there. If you're moving this fader and you don't want the key to change when you're changing the tempo, then you would lock that there. And you can also push that down to lock the key to the other song that's playing. Okay, now these faders are brilliant because they go up, but they also go down as well. So you're covered for all scenarios there. Deck 2, deck 4, that's how you select which one you're using. And over on this side, it's deck 1 and deck 3. Now let's go back to here. Track skip, that's basically next track or last track. And beat jump is like fast forward. And you can use shift and hold it down to go faster forward. You've got your sync on and off, which syncs up the decks. And then you've got your play, your pause, and your cue. Cue is for monitoring. And then you've got your performance pads. You've got choices of hot cues, loops, rolls, and slicers. And 2 of them, as you can see, have secondary functions when the shift button is used. And these performance pads behave like any other performance pads you'd find on MPCs or controllers that you may be aware of. If you're not, then don't worry about it. You don't need to. They're very easy to understand. They're basically like little drum pads. If you imagine it's a drum machine. It's not, but you know. Beat grid we talked about in another film. And then you've got there's your shift button right there over to the right. And then you've got under your pitch control, you've got your tempo slider. You've got pitch bend. That basically means you can have it set 2 ways. Either range, which means you can control the fader length, maybe from -8, you want it to be -4 or -16, or +4, +8, +16. Or you can use it to slightly nudge the track forward or back if you're trying to sync beats. And now the mixer section. As I said before, there's 2 effects sections, so you can have you can send channel 1 to 1 or 2, and it's as simple, basically. In the middle here, you've got your back and forward. That's for navigating through the menus, and load left and right. So if you've got a track lit on your screen, ready on your screen, you press left to load it to the left deck and right, and load it to the right deck on the other side. And then you've got your view button, which basically controls the view on the screen. And you've got a couple of options there as to how you use that. You can use shift and look at it in a different view. Let's just focus on the middle ones, the middle 1 and 2 here. Volumes, high frequency, mid frequency, low frequency, and there's your LED strips. Then you've got your sweep effects knobs and your headphone section. Now the sweep effects are here. You've got a choice of 4 filter, which is basically EQ in a nutshell. You turn it to the left, it cuts out the high frequencies. Turn it to the right, it cuts out the low frequencies. Echo is exactly what it says. There's several types of echo on here, not only in the effects section, but in this effects section. So the echo is different to the left than it is to the right, but it's different in parts of the left as well. So it's best really to just switch the echo on, turn it left, and see what options you've got. Turn it right, and just these machines, you know, just switch them on and just have a play. Wash is like another delay, but it kind of it ends the track as well. So you turn it, and it repeats, but then it fades out. So it's a good way to transition between songs. And noise is that very familiar. So you can have that coming in and coming out. What did I say here? There's also a Q button. Yeah, Q is just for monitoring what you hear in the headphones. And here's the headphone section here. You've got Q all the way to the left, master all the way to the right. So what you hear in your headphones can either be what's cued or what's mastered, or a bit both. Some DJs like to mix with both going on so they can hear everything. And then there's the volume level for the headphones and split. So when you open your box and this arrives, you open the box and you take it out, you've never used one of these before, and you try to use the crossfader and find it doesn't work, that's because these switches here will be set to through, which is the middle setting. Now that means they are bypassing the crossfader, so the crossfader does nothing. Set it to the left for deck 1 and the right for deck 2, or you can have it vice versa if you're crazy that way. And then what else have we got? Super effects, Q, EQ, that's it basically. Let's just show you a little bit of the front panel. Okay, so you've got your headphones, your large jack, small jack, and every deck has USB and line. Now that's very simple. USB would be if you're controlling an SD card or USB card, and line 3, line 1, line 2, line 4, is if you've got another turntable connected, or other turntables connected. Here we've got fader start left, fader start right, off and on, which means when you move the crossfader left, it'll start the song. So the song will start playing at that point. And you've got your crossfader contour, which, if I can get down here, you can see that it's either a smooth transition phase or completely sharp, which means that as soon as it moves, as soon as you touch it a little bit, it'll be full volume. So it's over here, and then you move it just a little bit, and then it's full volume on the right. The contour fader means it comes in gradually, which is much more common. And then that's it. I'm not going to show you the back panel, but that's basically a brief overview of the Denon DJ Prime 4. I hope you got some sense out of it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and be a fan of the channel to help it grow. And I'll be back very soon with another film. Ciao!